A return to Vice City has been a long time coming, and from what we've seen of GTA 6 so far, it will at least partially feel like a homecoming for those of us who were there for Rockstar's iconic PS2 tribute to Scarface. The 1980s might be so far in the rear view that our new protagonists weren't even alive to see them, but there's still echoes of the synthwave decade on the city streets. A retro grotty cheetah, neon-lit hotels overlooking the boardwalk, Phil Cassidy selling lethal merchandise, and a certain Vercetti estate. It's clear that Rockstar intends to spend at least a little time reveling in our nostalgia for Vice City. But while it may be set in Leonida's most immoral metropolis, what we've seen so far of GTA 6's high-bar ambition suggests that it may ultimately feel more like a successor to 2004's San Andreas than Vice City. At least in one very particular way. During a hands-off gameplay demo at Rockstar Studio in Edinburgh, we spotted something very interesting. GTA 6 tracks an array of statistics for its two lead characters, including height, weight, sleep, nutrition, calories, shape, muscle, fat, and strength. Christ, do I need to give it my NHS login? Rockstar North's co-studio head Rob Nelson didn't tell us much about these stats, but he did give us some minor insights into how they impact GTA 6's overall design, telling us that eating has quite a dramatic effect on your health. You'll gain quite a substantial buff, so it can be useful. He also confirmed that overeating will cause Jason and Lucia to put on weight. Now, cutting about town as a fat guy is something I'm not terribly experienced with, but I imagine it's worth doing for the comedy factor alone. But when it stops being funny and you want to shift the beef and build some muscle while you're at it, GTA 6 has you covered with its sophisticated gyms, which you can use as either character or both at the same time. Once again, Rob Nelson confirmed that you can go to the gym as Jason and Lucia together. You can go to the gym alone, obviously, but if you go together, they'll both start working out and you can get a 2-for-1 to manage their stats. And there's still much we don't know about the system behind GTA 6's character stats, but what we can say is that there's a clear link between them and the RPG-style attributes that quite literally shaped San Andreas' protagonist, CJ.
Come back here when you've lost some weight, fatso.
Hey man, what the? I ain't that chubby.
Launching just 2 years after Vice City, San Andreas was somehow astronomically more advanced than its predecessor, despite running on the same hardware. Rather than a digital playground to commit pretend crimes in, Rockstar's final GTA of the PS2 era was a painstakingly crafted simulation of reality. At the time, it was unprecedented. NPCs would comment on your appearance, car, or even odor with alarmingly authentic quips.
You been on the pies, eh, mate?
You punk ass bitch.
Gangs dynamically assaulted, seized, and subsequently lost turf. All 212 vehicles had their own individual physics and handling properties. The most prominent of these many sim-style ideas, though, were the bars that measured CJ's key attributes of respect, stamina, muscle, fat, and sex appeal. More important was the way your decisions affected those stats. Eat too many burgers and CJ would grow fat, damaging his health and running speed. Dedicate time to lifting weights and his muscles will become more defined and his punches deadlier. Push yourself on the treadmill and his stamina would increase. Wear stylish clothes and improve your personal grooming and the ladies would be more easily wooed. These RPG-style attributes proved a little controversial back in 2004. Why would you want to hammer out all those quick time events in the gym when you could be doing missions? Why do you need to watch your weight in a game that's supposed to be an escapist fantasy? Unsurprisingly, they were dropped for GTA's 4 and 5. I mean, there's a little bit of stat management in 5, but not really. 14 years later, they quietly found their way back into Red Dead Redemption 2, which saw Rockstar return to its ambition of a simulation-driven open world. Being over or underweight impacted Arthur Morgan's health, making it harder to recover from wounds and regain stamina. In a world where eating food is the main source of health recovery, maintaining a balanced diet is one of RDR2's most unusual challenges, and now it seems a similar level of health simulation will be part of Grand Theft Auto 6 as well. And I know what you're all thinking, it's really funny that they got this guy to talk about eating healthily. I know, let's move on. Like CJ and Arthur Morgan, it appears that Lucia and Jason are characters sculpted by the activities you put them through. During our gameplay demo, we saw that running would occasionally prompt a cardio workout pop-up to display on screen. Food was also marked with either a heart or a lightning bolt, the very same icons used for RDR2's health and stamina systems. With the menu tracking the likes of calories, fat and muscle, it seems very likely that the physical shape of our characters will be determined by what we put in their mouths and the physical movements we dictate. Matron. Looking at how Red Dead and San Andreas handled their respective attributes, we can guess as to what these stats could tell us about GTA 6. Nutrition and calories point to every food item having some kind of numeric value that either positively or negatively impacts your protagonist's stats, and there being some level of required nutrition to remain in peak condition. Calories would logically be linked to the fat stat, and so it seems sensible to expect that the weight gained from overeating will reflect the calorie content of the food we choose to eat. Yeah, I know I didn't need to do the mine. However, while calories are involved in weight gain, I'm an expert on that, they are also fundamental to staying alive and bulking up. I assume Rockstar isn't leaning into the survival genre for GTA, and so you likely won't starve to death simply by not eating, but I think there's every chance you'll need to eat to allow your characters to build muscle and strength while at the gym, the very inclusion of which points to a return of the exercise minigames from San Andreas. Finally, the sleep stat points to the idea that we may well need to get some shut-eye to stay in good condition. Perhaps like Red Dead Redemption 2, regular sleep will keep our key stat cores, or GTA's equivalent, topped up and allow us to recover health and stamina over time without the need to find restorative items.
Would you like some extra help there?
Yeah, okay, sure.
It's a risky business to include this kind of stat-driven simulation in what will undoubtedly be the most mass-market video game of all time. The average GTA 6 player likely won't even know their character attributes are there, never mind that they're tracked and actively change their in-world avatars. It's backfired before, and it's likely that GTA 6's stats will be much more complex and nuanced than San Andreas's controversial attributes, but considering the triumph that was Red Dead Redemption 2's unparalleled simulation of life in the Old West, I can't wait to see how Rockstar have applied those ideas to a couple of criminals trying to make a living in contemporary Vice City. And you know what? That massive mainstream audience is ready for this now. I mean, how many absolute normies will tell you that their favorite game of all time is Red Dead Redemption 2? Like, all of them?
The whole world's changing. Even I see that now.
For more detailed info on the upcoming GTA 6, be sure to stick with IGN. There's loads more to come as we head towards the game's release in November. But until then, as ever, remain calm